Bottom Tier Character Tomozaki episode 4. And I think I will start this review by talking about what happened in the last moments of the episode, because I think that is the most important thing to take from this episode. Not that the other things that happened in this episode were not important, because they were, but I think the most important, I guess, or shocking thing that comes to mind when speaking about the episode is the last moment in which we see that one of Erika's friends saw that Tomozaki, Mizusawa, Takei, and who was the other one? Tama, I think, or somebody else? Yeah, it was definitely Tama. Saw them talking together, having a fun time. What comes to mind are a lot of things that could potentially happen in the next episode, because this will definitely affect how the next episode will be. Everything will come from this single interaction between them four by them being caught. The first possible scenario that I can think of is that of the friend of Erika telling Erika that Mizusawa is having fun and helping out Tama. And I don't know what exactly that will cause. Maybe Erika will lash out even more against Tama, because Erika likes Mizusawa, and to see Tama hanging out and having fun with Mizusawa is something that I would think will really make her mad. So maybe that can cause her to be a little bit more aggressive towards her. Another possible scenario, but less likely, is that of Erika making some sort of rumor of telling the class that Tama is hanging out with Mizusawa in order for Izumi and Tama to have a fight. I could see something like that happening, although like I said already, maybe less likely than the other theory that I had. And the third possible scenario that I can see, and I think this is more likely than the last one, is that maybe Mizusawa will start acting cold toward Tama, Tomozaki, and the others, because as we all know, and he said it himself, he's a little bit cold, I guess you can say. He always looks out for himself, so maybe that can be the case, that can happen. But yeah, speaking about the episode in general, we see again how in this episode things were starting to get a little bit more serious in terms of Tama changing her character. We see not only that her talks are getting better with other people, but also now in the classroom itself, the other people around her are seeing that she's changing. The atmosphere is changing slowly. So yeah, she's taking things from just being in that classroom having lessons with Tomozaki and Mizusawa to being in the classroom and actually applying it, there. So yeah, we can actually see a lot of progress in this episode in that aspect. But for that to happen, Tomozaki had to invite Kikuchi, because Tama needed someone else that was not her friend to talk to her, because that way she can test out the waters. Because talking to Tomozaki, Mizusawa, Oi, Minami, all of them doesn't actually help that much, because of course they are her friends. They needed someone neutral, someone that doesn't hang out with her. So they have a talk, they have a nice talk, and yeah, I mean, you can see that her confidence is growing even more. Something interesting that happened at the beginning of the episode was how when Tomozaki was asking Minami for tips for helping out Tama, you can see that Minami's reaction to it was kind of nice. You can see that maybe she sort of hinted that she liked a little bit Tomozaki. Maybe that was the reaction she was having, because it was a pretty specific reaction that she had when she heard that Tomozaki was doing this to help out Tama. She knew that Tomozaki was a nice person deep down, and that he was a really cool guy. So maybe the reaction she had was because maybe she liked a little bit Tomozaki, or maybe not, maybe I'm overthinking it. But that is the first impression that I had when watching that scene. Also, we can see that throughout this whole episode, Tomozaki is teased by Mizusawa that he likes Kikuchi, because yeah, you can see his reaction throughout the whole episode that he's really shy about it. He gets red, he gets nervous around Kikuchi. Even Aoi herself noticed that Tomozaki was hanging out with Kikuchi and the others, and basically told the other ones to leave them alone. And yeah, they did that because Aoi's whole purpose is for Tomozaki to have a girlfriend, so of course she was going to do that. Which tells you one thing, and that is that at this point in time, we can say for sure that Aoi doesn't like Tomozaki. Of course, I think that will change, like I said in the last episode review, but I'm not gonna lie and say that episodes like this, when I see Kikuchi and Tomozaki hanging out, made me doubt that a little bit. Maybe for some reason Tomozaki will not end up with Aoi, episodes like this really make me doubt my theory. Because, I mean, even though I don't see it happening because Tomozaki and Aoi are the two main protagonists after all, yeah, it makes me doubt myself a little bit. Something that I was wondering throughout this whole episode was if Tomozaki was ever going to tell the other ones the reason why he's changed so much is because of Aoi. It's because of the help of Aoi. Because you see him throughout the whole episode saying that, oh, before I was this, before I was that, and then I became this, I became that, I realized this, I realized that. But he never says that it was thanks to Aoi's help. I think that he's doing that on purpose because I think he doesn't want to ruin the relationship he has with Aoi, because maybe he thinks that Aoi will not enjoy Tomozaki telling everyone that it is Aoi in fact the one that is helping him. Or maybe not, maybe he doesn't say it because he doesn't think it is necessary to say it for some reason. But yeah, I always found that interesting that he doesn't tell anyone that it is Aoi in fact the one that is helping him out. Maybe in the first season there was an agreement between Aoi and Tomozaki that no one should speak what they are doing. It has been a long time since I watched the first season, so maybe I forgot about it. So who knows how the next episode will go. I can see it being the case that when Tomozaki thought that things were going to get a lot better, things get a lot worse. That always happens to Tomozaki, which is unfortunate for him, because just as I said, when he thinks things are going to get better, things start getting a lot worse, and I can see that happening in the next episode. Or the other possibility, of course, is that things go as planned, things go smoothly, and yeah, things end smoothly. But in anime, things never happen like that. Things always get a little bit worse before they get better. And I think there's a possibility that that will be the case for the next episode. Maybe that is indicating that Tomozaki will have to deal with the problem directly, which is Erika herself. Because he had hints from Kikuchi in this episode that Erika was, also weak. Also had her weak spot. So maybe he will have to directly confront Erika, help her out in some weird way, or do something for her to stop harassing Tama. Maybe that could happen. Although I don't know how much longer this mini arc will drag. Not that it is bad or anything like that, but I don't see it taking over the whole season. Already 4 episodes in, and I would expect that by the 6th episode this will be over, but who knows. So that would mean only 2 episodes left to resolve this. I don't know if there's enough time for Tomozaki to help out Erika and all of that, or I could be wrong. I could be wrong in the sense that it actually takes the whole season for Tama to resolve this. Although I doubt this, I actually think it will take less than the whole season. I think probably in the next 2 or 3 episodes this will end. But yeah, that was basically everything that happened in the episode. A pretty good and chill episode. A lot of character development for Tama, also for Kikuchi, and also for Tomozaki, of course. So yeah, overall a really good episode. And if you don't want to miss the next episode reviews, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed the review, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that will be everything by me. And I guess I'll see you in the next episode review.